Hello, and welcome to another session of Recent Thoughts. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that's very close to my heart and is probably going to be close to most of my friends, most of you as well, which is music. Not generally the term of listening to music, which I do want to get into as well, but also making music out of my or from my perspective. As always, feel free to put me in the background and listen to me while playing some games, doing some work. I won't disturb much, I hope. I have my timer here set for 15 minutes in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, 15 minutes, let's talk about music. To be honest, I don't even think 15 minutes will be enough. Reason for that being, music has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. When I was little, and I my parents told me that actually, I started playing on fucking not cauldrons, whatever they're called, pots, right, with spoons. And that kind of was my first instrument. After that, obviously my parents saw, hey, he has talent for music, so let's do that. And over the past 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, I don't even remember how many years, I was in so many music schools, in so many, not only schools, but also friend groups, and I met so many people that do the same things I do, and I met a lot of people that are still friends to this day, very good friends that I trust a lot. All of that just because of music. I remember when I don't remember, my parents told me, but from the age of 3, I joined a musical school, which is nice. Played on a xylophone, then on a fucking piano, sang a bit. After that, I went to the choir. After that, I had extended music classes in school, which is nice as well, in high school, and now I make music. All this time, music has been part of my life. It's not only a hobby for me, it's a method of isolation and a method of getting away from the overall world and its mistakes, its stress and everything else. Even from a music listening perspective, and I think a lot of you will identify with this as well. Music, or certain music, has this effect on you where it makes you forget, or it makes you relaxed. Not only makes it relaxed, it can also tell a story. For example, if you're listening to soundtracks, for example, I don't know, I always listen to soundtracks of Attack on Titan, one of my favorite animes, and whenever I listen to the soundtrack, I feel so connected to the overall universe. I feel so connected. I feel every single melody. And this is a form, I would categorize this as a form of not only entertainment, but also media, because you can transfer information through a lot of methods. You can have books, you can have movies, you can have games. Games is also a storytelling method. Don't fight me on that one. I know it's for sure. I know it's true. But also, but so is music. Music is pretty much the incarnation of feelings that has been put into this piece. Of course, there exists music that is just there to be fancy, right? Most of the classical works by Mozart, by Beethoven, by Liszt's, all these kind of, you know, composers, they made music just to make music, which is nice too, but I often identify and like parts, or not parts, I like pieces that are, you know, mixed together with a feeling. You can have even like you can feel sadness, you can feel pain, you can feel happiness. Also, it can just literally cause nostalgia. I have a song that when I listen to it, I descriptively, sorry if I say this wrong, but I remember my childhood, and when that music was playing, it's like taste. It's pretty much like taste. Remember, like, I don't know if you've had this feeling before, but when you eat something that reminds you of the past, that's the same thing with music. And it can make you feel so good, can make you feel so bad as well. But generally, the feelings, and it's just, I speak for myself, the feelings I feel when listening to music they are at times heavier and you know, more important than what I would feel when reading a book or a movie. It is the perfect getaway. If I want to go away someplace where I don't want anybody to bother me, I put on my headphones, I listen to some music, and it depends. It also always depends on the kind of music that you listen to as well. For example, I'm the kind of guy that I don't have a general genre that I listen to, because I listen to so much music and I love all of it. There was a time when I was driving to Italy with my parents, from Germany to Italy, and so I literally just turned on like 1940 road trip songs, like country road trip songs, and it fit perfectly. I could completely shut myself off for hours and hours while we drove across Germany, Switzerland, and Italy, and it felt like just 5 minutes had passed. Also, music can help you, you know, recover from bad feelings as well. When you're down, when you come home from school, when you come home from work, just completely demotivated and completely sad, what I do is, you know, I either just lay in bed, watch a movie, or turn on some music that will make me feel better again. And all this magic behind it, it's pretty much the same as movies or games. It makes you feel good. That's what I love about music. I could not, for the love of God, express my love for music. Every single step I took in my life, I took almost because of it, and I took with it. I met so many friends during my choir years. I met so many friends. Music was the reason that I started my old channel, which was called Abrix. It exploded, and I met so many new people. I met one of my best friends. I met so many good people. Obviously, there were bad people too. But it's awesome to think that it's just sounds that brought me and my friends together. And I'm really thankful for that. Obviously, it's a hobby. You can do that by doing pretty much anything. People that like sports, for example, of course, they meet people on the field. People that are artists, they meet people that like to draw. But it's just such a good feeling. I can't express how much I love not only listening to music, but also making music. Now let's talk about a bit of making music. People differentiate a lot between, they can't compare making music to playing it, because there's listening to music, there's playing, and then there's actually making something. Because I always feel good when I take my guitar in my hands take the guitar in my hands and play a bit of, I don't know, Fly Me to the Moon, it feels natural. It feels like I know the chords, I know the words, I can sing, and I can make, it feels like I can make my own music, which is, it's not, obviously, it's a song already made a couple of years, not a couple, like 50 years ago. But whenever I sing it, and I don't know if I have singers in my audience or people that make music, if you play music, even if it's not your own, you feel like there's just a bit of, like, a shard of your own music in there, or at least of your own persona. Because I like to alternate the singing part of Fly Me to the Moon as well. You know, have a bit of latency there, have a bit of more accent there, and it just feels like my own, like something that I made up on my own. But making up something on your own is, I would say, I have mixed feelings about it. Even now, I'm recording this thing in Ableton. Ableton is a DAW, a digital audio workstation, a place where I created my music, I make my music. But making music is a mastery in itself, because there is so much stuff related to making music. And there's so much stuff connected to it, including the feelings we feel. Because the thing is that you can make all the music in the world, but if you don't connect it to a certain motivation of why you want to make that music, I don't think it will turn out well. Generally, making music is a very hard task, in the sense of you can be very creative, you can be more creative than anybody else, but if you don't have the drive to continue making music, not burning out, you know, you won't get anywhere. That's why I generally chose making music as a hobby, rather than as a job, which I'm actually gonna get into as well in one of the next sessions, hobbies versus jobs, because there's clearly a difference between those two. But yeah, back to making music. I chose this as my hobby because even now I don't really feel motivated to do it, because of this whole isolation thing, because of the stress, stress again, because generally of the procrastination that I've been through and the isolation that we are in. It's a bit too much to handle mentally, and every time I want to make music, I just think, nah, why not? Why should I do that? I kept it as a hobby because I don't want it to be connected to any kind of money. I don't want to be forced to make music. I want to make it when I want to make it. But still, generally speaking, of making music, it's a wonderful thing. It's very nice. Like, first, it's a very steep learning curve, because at first you don't know what to do, like how to do anything. But the more you learn, the more you can do, the more creative things you can do, the more you can implement in your own songs. And when you're there, when you're at that peak, and when you finally have done something. And imagine that you have done something with your own two hands. It's like drawing a painting. You finished something, and it turned out better than you expected. Of course, you want the world to see that. Unfortunately, though, with music, like, you feel good, but unfortunately with music, there are so many musicians in this world, and with the DAWs that come with it, that everybody gets, it becomes way more difficult to make music and actually, even if I wanted a job, get a job, because, or wanted music as my job, because there are so many contestants. It's like making a gaming channel in 2021. there are so many gaming channels on this earth that it would be completely illogical to compete. Yet some people still pull through and do it, which is nice. But generally, it's very hard for musicians, and it will be even harder. That's why I want to make it when I want to make it. I don't know what else I should add to making music, but generally, music is fantastic. Music is the glue that held me together all this time. I went through so many phases with music, and I went through all my hard choices, all the pain. Music just held my hand and pretty much saved my life once too, which is nice. Yeah, we have 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Awesome. I told you it's not going to be enough. I told you. But I think that's a very nice ending point. I hope you enjoy the session. I hope you will enjoy music as well, or as well as I will, or I do. Music is really wonderful. Anyways, thank you for being on this session. Leave a comment if you want to. Leave a sub. And I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye.